Hong Kong is trying to one-up Blackrock, or the US right now, with their brand new spot Bitcoin ETF. Spot Bitcoin and Ethereum. I'm going to cover that plus much more. But first, we have to celebrate. We are only 3.5 days away from the Bitcoin halving. If you don't know what the Bitcoin halving is, really quick, it is when the miners emission rate essentially halves. And so, in other words, there's half as many Bitcoin being produced every single day or every single year or so on. So it's really, really bullish because that means there is a giant supply crunch. All right, so now we have 3 months ago. This is really interesting from Bitcoin Archive on Twitter. They say 3 months ago, Bitcoin was at $40,000. And people didn't believe it would break the all-time high before the halving. Actually, I did. I believed it. Very few others believed that it would hit all-time highs before the halving. And now they panic when Bitcoin dips to $65,000. Exactly. So, guys, these are the people that are panicking, the people that are selling. They're essentially short-term traders. They're gamblers. So what you saw yesterday and the day before yesterday was people that were over-leveraged. So when open interest is very high in the market, that means that leverage is very high. So when leverage is very high, you see these massive moves, whether it's upside or downside. You just see a lot of giant moves. Those giant red candles, that's what you saw. Those were people getting liquidated. And I'm guessing at least $1 billion was liquidated in almost no time at all. So what do we want? We want essentially flat open interest, which is kind of what we have right now. Open interest isn't very high and it's not very low either. So it's kind of just stable, which is what you want for something to, if we have an impulse up, which means, hopefully we can break all-time highs again very soon. But in the meantime, the short term, don't stress. Just stay out of leverage and enjoy the market, because the market's going to go up when least expected. Even if your favorite Twitter guy or YouTuber says it's going to go up this date, they don't know what they're talking about. They really don't. So, all right, let's move on to this. So we have Germany. Okay, so Germany is the biggest federal bank, LBBW, to launch Bitcoin and crypto custody services for institutional customers. So once BlackRock said, hey, we're going to have a spot Bitcoin ETF, every other wealthy institution in the world is looking very closely at that. And I don't blame them, because BlackRock owns the world and everybody else kind of follows suit. Now we have, lastly, Samson Mao on Twitter. Also, if you want to find me on Twitter, it's at Sir Crypto Tips. I'm very active as well. But he says the Hong Kong Bitcoin ETF will feature in-kind creation and redemption. This is a move to one-up the US ETFs. The race is on to accumulate Bitcoin in Asia. So this is unlike cash equivalent, which you can blame the SEC in the United States for making the ETF applicants sign on to, whereas this one is like kind. So essentially, lo and behold, they're more pro-Bitcoin than BlackRock is at this point. So it's going to be fun to watch this whole scramble for these giant institutions trying to get into Bitcoin and Bitcoin spot ETFs around the world. Let me know what your thoughts are below. Anyways, if you want to see what we are doing with our crypto, when I think we are going to see the top and when we are going to be selling, check out learningcrypto.com. I will talk to you guys soon. Like and subscribe. Bye-bye.